She see money all around me. I look like I'm the man.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Crystal. Just ignore my background. It's my room. It's kind of dirty. Anyway, today I'm doing Get Ready With Me. Just some basic makeup. I'm about to go to work and school. So I'm just starting off by moisturizing my face with some raw African shea butter that I just got from my local beauty supply store. Just rubbing that all in. It is a very heavy moisturizer, so you want to use it lightly and make sure you get it all the way rubbed in so that your face isn't greasy. And then I'm going to fill in my brows with my Anastasia Brow Wiz using the shade Dark Brown. When I'm just going to school and work, I don't really feel like dealing with my pencil and my dip brow, so I just stick to the pencil just because it's easier and quicker. My eyebrows, you're going to have to ignore them right now because they are ridiculously overgrown, and I was just struggling to get them to even look decent. They end up barely looking okay. But you're just gonna have to bear with me since this isn't really a tutorial, and just to get ready with me, I kind of sped up the brows just a little bit just because, like I said, they didn't even turn out the best, so I wasn't trying to make it seem like I was trying to show you how to do them. I was just showing you kind of how I did them for the day. Now I'm taking my MAC Studio Finish Concealer in the shade NC42 on a flat concealer brush just to clean up the brows. As you can see, that baby's almost out. I love that concealer. It's my all-time favorite just to clean up the brows because it's so thick. So it works the best for me when my brows are overgrown like this. And I kind of messed up a little bit. I touched the brow, so I just took the Brow Wiz back over top of it to fix it. And then I'm just going back in to finish cleaning it up. Now, some people are going to think that I'm about to break a makeup law with what I'm about to do here. Yes, I am cleaning up the top of my brows with concealer. I know a lot of people don't like to do that because they think it creates a halo brow, but it's just the way I prefer. I haven't really had a problem with it, and that's just how I like to do it. Then I'm going to take some more concealer on my eyelid just to prep them for a shadow, and I'm going to blend it out with my handy dandy mini Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. Now for the brow area, I like to use a brush as opposed to the sponge when blending out the concealer, so I'm just taking this one from Jessup Brushes to blend the concealer out around the eyebrow. And here I'm just saying how one of my brows always causes me a problem and the other one always looks decent, but it's whatever. Now I'm taking my Airspun translucent powder to set my eyes. I was holding it like that because I lost the top to it. I didn't want it to spill. But yeah, I'm just taking that powder on an e.l.f. blush brush and just setting my eyelids, setting the concealer on top. And then I'm going to take my Morphe 350M palette and take that shade right there as a, I guess you could call it a transition color. I'm only using 3 shadows today. And I'm just taking that, buffing it into my crease with that Wet n Wild crease brush. Alrighty, now I'm taking this cooler tone brown shade and I'm putting it just on the outer corner of the crease. I didn't really want to add too much more color, but I chose this cooler tone shade just so I could really carve out the crease and add some dimension. And now I'm busting out my BFF, that Anastasia Modern Renaissance brush, just to blend the two together so they don't get muddy. Then I'm going to take this cream kind of shade that was next to our transition color and just pop that on my lid with the Beige Cosmetics shader brush. And our buddy's back, just blending all the shadows together. Like I said, I use this brush in almost every single eye look I do. And then I'm just going over it again with that Wet n Wild crease brush. There's no extra shadow on there, just going over it. Then I'm taking a baby wipe and cleaning up the shadow so that it's nice and clean. And here I am trying to decide if I want to do liner or not. And I decided not. So then I'm just going to take my L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara and just apply it onto my lashes. For primer today, I'm mixing the Rimmel Stay Matte and the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Illuminator in the shade Golden. That was a mouthful. Anyway, I'm just mixing those two on the back of my hand and then dotting it on my face. Now, you might think this next step is a bit extra, but I am blending that primer in on my face with a Real Technique sponge, just because that illuminator, I love it because it does leave kind of a glow from within underneath your makeup, but it does have glitter reflex in it, and if I don't blend it in completely, it will kind of look streaky with the glitter on it. So I just like to make sure to blend it in completely, and that's why I'm using that sponge on my face. And now that that's all blended in, I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation in the shade Caramel and just start applying that to my face. And this foundation definitely blends better with a brush as opposed to a sponge, so I'm just taking the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to blend that in, buff that in. Now, what I am going to say about this foundation, guys, if I'm being 100% honest, I really wouldn't recommend it. It used to be a foundation that I was kind of indifferent towards. It wasn't my favorite, but I didn't hate it. I just kind of used it when I was in a rush because it's a little bit quicker and easier to put on. But it's just not my favorite. It kind of feels heavy. It's a buildable coverage, but it just kept caking up around my nose. It just feels heavy on my face. It kind of feels oily, and it's kind of pinky undertone. It oxidized fairly quickly, and I just wouldn't recommend it. Okay, like I just wouldn't. And then for concealer, I'm just going to take my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Pure Beige and apply that where I would normally highlight my face. I chose this concealer today because I didn't want to be too highlighted, just because I was kind of going for a semi-natural look. And now I'm just taking my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge and blending that concealer into my skin. Going back in underneath the eyes using that mini Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge just to get that concealer blended in a little bit more precisely underneath the eye without getting any concealer onto my contact. Now I'm going to set underneath my eyes as well as the other areas that I highlighted using the Airspun translucent powder. Now I'm going to take my Black Radiance press powder in the shade Bronze Glow, and I'm going to take that Equal Tools angled blush brush. I'm just going to bronze up my face a little bit. I'm not really trying to contour or anything, just because, like I said earlier in the video, this is just kind of softer makeup that I'm going to wear just to school and to work, so I didn't really want to be too heavily contoured. I kind of went a little ham with the bronzer, but I'm going to go in with some translucent powder and try to tone that down in just a second. Now, this Airspun translucent powder, if you don't wipe it off carefully enough, it does have a white cast to it, and you're going to see me kind of have a flashback to a time I had a really bad experience with it when I'm blending it away. So I'm going to go back in with my sponge and bring that powder all the way down to my chin. That way, if I don't wipe it off carefully enough, the white cast isn't just a line underneath my bronzing. It'll actually just kind of be all the way down my face, if that makes sense. It just won't look as crazy. And I'm just using the e.l.f. blush brush to wipe all that powder away. And for highlight today, I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Ultimate Glow Kit. I'm using the shade Amber Gold on a Real Techniques contour brush to highlight my face. Now I'm just taking a baby wipe to wipe any foundation or highlight or anything that I had on my lips off because I'm going to go in with lip gloss in a second. And then it's bath time. I'm using that Mario Badescu cucumber and aloe facial spray just to kind of set my face, get rid of the powdery look, all that good stuff. And then for gloss today, I'm taking the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. I might possibly have gone a little bit overboard with it. You're going to see me look in the mirror and kind of ask myself if it's too much gloss, but then I remember that you can never have too much gloss, so that's that. Then I'm going to put these two crusty braids in my head, and then I'm going to take that Anastasia Beverly Hills Ultimate Glow Kit again, and this time I'm taking the shade Sunray and just highlighting my inner corner with that. I didn't want to use amber gold for the inner corner just because it is that pinkier rose gold and my eyes are kind of neutral, so I just went with Sunray because it's just a nice gold shade. Then I'm going to take the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara again just to get some bottom lash action going in there. And that's pretty much it for this. Like I said, it was just kind of a basic get ready with me. I wasn't really doing much today, just work and school. And side note, Kiesia or Pastasia, if you're watching this, do not roast me for these little braids. I know I can't braid and I know you guys can, so just leave me alone. But to everybody else watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, all that, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!